Well, hello. Welcome to episode 2 of Retro Lunacy 2019. Now that we've started proper. Oh, don't mind me in my little armory here. I'm just preparing for today's combat adventure. Oh, don't worry, Sentient VMU. We'll take good care of this one. He's not sentient, but we still love him. Come on, get in there. Lock and load. Yay! So, what is the feature of today? Well, it's House of the Dead 2 on Sega Dreamcast, which we have played a little bit on the channel previously before we went into space and discovered the great convergence of timelines, dimensions, and imagination. We're also going to play House of the Dead 2 on Wii at the same time. Now, between... Look at me as I put the jacket on before the battery cover. Hey, I don't want to hear it. Not a word, Game Gear.
Oh, I'm going to say words.
There. Now, of course, between the opening segment and when we actually play, it's possible I might finally have a Wii gun to put the Wiimote in. To make it feel a little bit more authentic of a light gun experience, but you know, it's a little harder to get things in space than it was on Earth, but that's okay. Got some backup ammo here. Got the stunner just for, moral support. or in case, any space zombies decide to appear from some other weird timeline. Oh, well, pardon me, the ship doesn't have autopilot. I need to steer us to port real quick. I mean, we're generally balanced on inertia, and I think we're in a decent equilibrium between the gravity of Saturn and Titan, but lots of things can happen in space. The ship's not complete, doesn't really have any reliable autopilot, so just occasionally have to adjust. Oh, but yeah, we hilarious. Hey, don't Saturn Jessica, don't be like that. Hey, you might not be in the feature presentation, but you are running in a track mode right now, so, don't get too upset. It's fine. I tell you, even when she's not in human form, girl loves her attention, I'll tell you that. But yes, thank you. Thank you, Game Gear. Thank you, VMU. We do have a guest, and I checked the notes, even though they're not on the desk. I did check the notes. Yes, thank you. That we do have a guest, and it's not someone I thought was a guest and turned out to be, all surprised, they're one of your co-hosts. No, we have Chuck D. Head from the Sega Genesis classic. At least I think it's a classic. Decap Attack. So, welcome to the show, Chuck D. Head. How are you doing? It's not a day to lose your head over. I guess we walked into that one. But hey, I know you don't have a lot of time. You have to get back to smashing bad guys. Because back on Earth, in the dumb timeline, there's only, 2 months until spooky season from when we're filming this. Which, I'll talk about that after our guests has had their say. But yeah, are you upset at all that your game has never received a sequel? I mean, I guess technically it's been re-released a few times in some compilations, so it's not totally lost to history. As far as you're concerned, yeah. Okay, well, that's I tell you, hey, for a guy that doesn't even have skin, you're taking that off as well. So that's a great attitude to have. But me personally, I would like to see a sequel. I feel like in the vein of Medieval 2, something like that. There's room to follow up. There's plenty of material. There's a lot you can do with the spooky, like tongue in cheek vibe.
You know he's gone now, right? We already lost him.
Oh, we've already lost him. well, that was our first guest. He's already. I guess he's off to throw his head at some more enemies. I guess that's worth considering. These characters are in their own universes, and they don't necessarily have the same perception of time that we do here. So, maybe some of you would think that's worth feeling sorry for them over, but then again, maybe that has its advantages. So, who can say? I would rather be as weird as it is. I'd rather be in Decapitax's universe than the dumb timeline that our audience is in, from which I am partially escaped. But we'll see. There's still a lot of possibilities to find out here in space and time and the convergence that we've discovered out here on the threshold of imagination.
You know you're 7 minutes in, and
But yeah, real quick. Okay, I appreciate that. See, okay, Broken Game Gear, I realize it's not fair for you to be like a timepiece and keep me honest and try to keep the segment shorter because, this episode is not supposed to be as long as the season premiere, but I've already digressed. But VMU, you can tell time. I will, from now on, rely on you as the timepiece, okay? I appreciate you. Thanks for the smiles. You're always good for it. But real quick. So, some of you may have seen the prototype for this episode, which was playing Duck Hunt and Shooting Gallery on Wii at the same time. It's pretty much going to be the same kind of filming setup where the Dreamcast gets a direct capture, and then I take the camera and point it at the TV to see what's going on with the Wii. Although that should look better than the Duck Hunt footage because the Wii is now running component cables instead of composites, so it should be just a little bit sharper, a little bit more crisp. And since the game is, as far as I know, pretty much identical in the way it looks and sounds on Wii and Dreamcast, there's no need to worry about a second audio feed. Now, in the future, when we do other multiplayer games, single-player multiplayer, is that a thing? It is now, I've decided. You can't stop me.
oh really? Well then good luck escaping 2025 completely.
We'll have to figure out if it's best to try to run 2 capture cards on 2 computers, or try to film it the same way I have been, and decide, which game's audio gets priority, because, obviously if I'm playing 2 different games at the same time, it can get disorienting, having 2 different audio feeds. Probably more disorienting than, 2 screens at the same time. So, we'll see. We'll cross that temporal threshold when we come to it. So, but yeah, and it doesn't have to be spooky season. I realize back on Earth, it makes sense to play horror games around Halloween and, snowy, Christmassy games around Christmas and all that. But, a good game is worth playing at any time. Or in space. And, if you're someone who likes horror, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to enjoy it or vibe with it at any time of year. So, we had arguments, my co-hosts and I. Well, at least 2 of them. That, no, you should save this episode for October back on Earth in the dumb timeline, because then it'll, probably get more people interested, because they're ready for it, It's like, whatever. I want to play it now. So, we're locked and loaded. Prepare for House of the Dead 2 and House of the Dead 2.
Well, these are a few pointers on the fine art of creating the perfect jack-o'-lantern. Rule number 1, you want to start out with a pumpkin that looks like a pumpkin. I mean, don't get one of them gnarly old jobs that looks like Carl Malden's nose on a cold day, okay? Now, this is a good-looking pumpkin. Now, the next thing you want to do is draw a face on that pumpkin that looks realistic. I mean, don't just start carving away freehand. You might want to work from an actual photograph, like maybe of a famous person like, Ozzy Osbourne or this dude, okay? Now, do the best you can at drawing that face on the pumpkin. Use a magic marker like this, and draw a really good mouth on there, okay? And then you might want to put a nose like that, and then draw 2 eyes that look right, okay? There. Now, don't that look just like Rick Ocasek from the Cars? Okay, now it's time to carve those features. Now, choose your cutting instrument wisely. Lots of folks like to use the traditional butcher knife for this part, but I prefer this. A chainsaw. A thing of beauty, just like me.
Okie dokie. Well, the lighting's not great. Hold on. I said hold on.
The House
Alright.
of the Dead.
Can we make this work simultaneously?
I wish someone would get me to work simultaneously.
Can we skip this?
We're meeting G over there.
Oh no. Hold on. There's like a mandatory training video on Wii. No. What if... I'm not saying I am, not even close, but what if I was the world's best House of the Dead player and then, had this unskippable introduction video on Wii? Yeah, I'm pushing the buttons. Don't... Hey, I didn't design this version. Oh, come on! Shit, I think I got these sinks. What have I got myself into?
Please be safe, G.
No!
How could anyone do this?
This is way harder than I ever anticipated.
James, I tried. Don't underestimate the
What?
enemy. James, take this. Harry and Amy are coming to back us up. Hurry! Go!
Thanks, G.
No! No! I don't want to die.
My God.
Don't come! Don't come! Go away! Go away! Please, help him!
Don't kill me!
Well, it doesn't help that on the Wii,
There
like,
was nothing we could do.
the pointer is not, like... precisely lined up with the, where I'm pointing the physical gun. It's like... You know, I'm, like, way off center.
G, bloodstains.
The murder worms! Ah! No! Oh man, it's game over on Wii already.
You're doomed. If only you had a working Game Gear at your side.
No! No, I want an item.
Help! Help!
It doesn't help that this Dreamcast light gun, not really like Sega quality. It's not like it's not like the Saturn Stunner or anything. Well, how entertained are you at this point? Well, compared to Duck Hunt and Shooting Gallery at the same time, wow, this is difficult. What have I gotten myself into? Alright, well, I mean, VMU's cheering me on, but, you know, which I appreciate, but, like, this might be an instance where Broken Game Gear was correct. Actually, can we... Do you have a name? Because I feel like Broken Game Gear is more like a descriptor.
Oh, now you
And-
care? What is this?
That shouldn't be what we call you all the time, right?
I'll think about it.
You'll think of one? Okay, well, you know. Like the Dreamcast, it's thinking. Speaking of Dreamcast, I forgot to prop up my Dreamcast copy of House of the Dead 2. Next to the Wii.
But I want to turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't worry, you'll get your turn later. I mean, I mention it in other parts of the recording, I think. But yeah, you know, the Saturn has a port of the original House of the Dead, so yeah. possessed Saturn is not going to be out of the fight of House of the Dead, on the channel forever. Oh, but, what are we drinking? Because, in space, we can still get, like, through space magic, I guess, deliveries of beer. More likely is when I'm able to visit Earth, I stock up when I can. I don't normally do Pilsners. I'm more of an IPA gal, but we have Vern's Gruner. I think I said that correctly. I'm sorry to my German friends if I did not. But brewed according to the German purity law, so, it's, definitely better than the American Pilsners. At first, I didn't really care for it, but then as I continued to drink, I was like, oh, this is hitting better. Of course, it helps. It's at least 5% tastier, if not more, with the classic game room beer glass. Just saying. I'll drink the rest of that after my lollipop.
I would like a beer, but it requires the Master System to Game Gear converter. Don't ask me how that works.
So, I'm going to take the opportunity to, through the magic of, crossing of space, time, and dimension, we're going to have a look-see at where is the... What have we learned here, kiddos? Is, yeah.
You think she's just
What have we learned here?
doing
is
this
orders
because
of
while playing the
magnitude
Dreamcast version only, she didn't like the way she was framed on
than
camera?
playing
I'd say that's
Duck
fair.
Hunt
It was pretty awkward,
shooting gallery
especially
at the same time.
when she had to fire the gun so close to the camera.
And we will comment where needed.
Why and how is the VMU
difference
so
between how those two
happy
games
all
work
the time
is not
and so
as
cheerful?
wide at golf,
I kind of want to give it
even though it
the
is
1-2
same
punch with
game.
my buttons, but
How this works,
it's too adorable. I just can't.
and this is very fussy. And this is fussy if you're not directly lined up with the sensor bar and the TV. I could try to move the sensor bar, but then I don't know if that's going to be, like, disorienting. Like, where I expect the cursor to be versus, like,
Okay,
where stuff is on
the
screen.
manual is cool, but I
So-
can't read it from here. I have a Game Gear TV tuner,
So what do we do?
but not a Game Gear
What do we
camera.
do?
At least, not one made by Sega that I'm aware of.
When you have Dreamcast on,
Somebody let us know if there's an aftermarket Game Gear camera, because I would sure be interested.
you play it
The House of the Dead.
with the red VME loaded, just for the record. So look, it even says how. Aren't I hilarious? Hey, don't answer that with sarcasm. I only expected. I was gonna say a straight response, but I would also take a gay one. As I read the manual. Again, the arcade stick, it kills me. Why would you do that? Also the Dead 2. Well, you can't really see that, but. More beer. Space beer. I'm not really into Pilsners. IPAs are more my thing, but the more I drink of that one, the more I like it.
Over there.
You ever stop and think about what it's like to watch yourself in the
It's what you have
past?
to do in a modern first-person shooter. Sprint so realistic.
I mean, I haven't, but she's doing that right now, and clearly amused, so there must be something to that.
This. Why are you like this? Wait. Oh my gosh, I had to get that close to the TV.
Please,
Basically, where the camera is where I have the gun. Okay, I should have calibrated it. Who are you, Garrus Vicarion? No! Oh, why couldn't this be a Sega OEM gun?
G.
The sad thing is this is apparently better than the one that got the official Sega of America endorsement by Mad Catz. Like, oh my gosh, really?
That is true. Not only did Sega really drop the ball with my screen
Are they though?
and my electrolytic capacitors, but they also really failed their Western customers when it came to the Dreamcast Lite gun.
I tried to
Jessica
save you.
is correct.
I don't want to die. My God.
I made the joke before, but hey, how many women have said that? How many men?
Don't kill me.
Probably that. Oh my gosh, that too. That was dark. That was a dark joke. I'm sorry.
There was nothing we could do.
If women aren't attracted by your looks, and you don't have much money either, perhaps we can help. The sporty Corolla Fastback. It's under $2,000.
Wasn't that great? No! Now I wanted the item, now I have to deal with the murder frogs. Yeah, when this gun is like 2 feet, that's probably not even 2 feet away from the TV, then it's okay-ish. But yeah, I really should have calibrated it. I forgot all about that. I don't know if your calibration settings get saved to the VMU or not. I'd imagine it probably need to continually redo it, just because, like, your TV is not always going to be, like, may not be exactly the same as the way it was set up in your last play session. See, I didn't even get to do the trick that I learned from watching Kick-Ass Girls in Japan, where you cover the thingy to reload instead of aiming off screen. I forgot to do that.
The House of the Dead.
Well, okay, we have everything set up. So let's try. Oh, she's kind of cute, huh? In the past. In the present, who can say? But yeah, I'm gonna hand this back off completely to the instance of myself playing this on Wii and Dreamcast. Well, I figured while I was just playing the Dreamcast version, that's when we could do our intermission.
I would have done better.
Well, you're not the director of the show. I am. Not that you aren't a valued part of the show, but I'm the director. And the writer. And the camera. And the editor. And everything else. Like, I love you. And all that, but, you know. I'm also the one that has to drink the beer. You know, I gotta take one for the team. So. Alright, well, let's see where past Jessica ended up in the next attempt to play House of the Dead 2 on Wii and Dreamcast at the same time.
The House of the Dead.
Okay, let's... Come on, come on, come on. Why is the camera...
over there?
Why is it tilted? The ship's not tilted. You know what the thing is, though? Although the Dreamcast version is the way it was set up and designed in the arcade, you know, with a light gun, I think the Wii is more accurate.
How could anyone do that?
Like, as long as the cursor is showing up on screen, it seems to be a bit more accurate. Oh, shoot. That's what happens when the games go out of sync. And I'm trying to explain things like...
James, I tried.
You can hear the gunfire from the Wii speaker, that's kinda cool.
Take this.
It's one of those things, some people say it's probably a gimmick, but like, I like that sort of thing.
Harry and Amy are coming to back us up. Hurry! Go! Thanks, G. I don't want to die!
Oh, actually save the kid. Oh, no, no. No, I spoke too soon! No! Oh, and then she died in this instance. Oh.
Jeez, blood's...
Alright. Dreamcast me is almost caught up with Wii me. Oh, never mind. No! This time it was Sega me that died.
The House of the Dead.
Well, I have to say, although the game looks better on Dreamcast, Dreamcast is essentially arcade perfect.
Shoot outside of the screen.
The light gun is so fussy. See that on the screen there? That is the Sega light gun. But Sega made that light gun incompatible with American Dreamcasts.
Help me!
Because someone was scared that, like, oh, you know, we don't want to make it look like we're endorsing, like, school shootings and stuff. Like, okay. So you'll put your name on a Mad Catz gun, but you'll screw your American customers out of, you know, the better product, so, whatever. Way to be the hero. So I'd say just because I think this gun is working better. I think the Wii version gets the nod for better gameplay, but like it looks and feels more at home on Dreamcast. So I think with a better light gun, the Dreamcast version would still be the best, but... Nah, I'm dead in Nintendo World 2. Okay. I'm dead as shit. Okay.
Once again, wasn't she supposed to be good at these?
Well, hey, it's not an easy game, even if you're playing it the normal way you're supposed to. Cut me some slack.
The house of
Hey,
the
you're on
dead.
break. You get a nice little vacay for this episode.
The house of
And
the
there's nothing
dead.
saying that you can't be involved in this later. Because you do have a port of House of the Dead, the original. Oh, what am I doing? We're going to go to options. See, a real professional would have gone here first. Shoot the center of the... What am I doing? Is that even registering? It's not registering. Is that even doing anything? What's happening? Why is my life like this? Do I have to hold... Okay. Actually had, like, the sensor, like, right up against the target, and it still didn't. Okay. Can we do a soft reset?
The house of
Oh,
the
yeah,
dead.
we can. See, why couldn't... And, never mind.
The house of the dead.
Well, the lesson that's been learned here is, if you're gonna use this light gun, try to do the calibration before filming, or just playing, if you're just playing. And probably be, like, super centered, super well planted, like, at a consistent distance from the TV, and you'd probably want a bigger CRT. Like, this TV is a perfectly fine size, I feel like, but I probably need to use the bigger one if I wanted to have a chance of making this, like, decent. So, as it is, with the equipment I have, House of the Dead 2 on Wii seems to be the winner, although there's no attract mode. What's with that? Huh? Come on. The attract mode is a lost art. So is sound test.
To be fair, we found out later there is at least an attract mode at the main menu.
Oh yeah.
The Wii game.
At least you can listen to the music for the parts of the game that you can't get to. I mean, I've gotten... I think on my best effort, I think I got to, what, level 3? Or was it 4? I can't remember. Actually, I wasn't filming, but... Hold on. This, Now I need to know something. No, it's for science. Hold on. Where is it? Because the way the Wii version is working, it kind of... Oh, I thought that was a coin. I was getting excited. It's kind of like a, It's almost like using a mouse. Hold on. The Dreamcast has a mouse. Now I want to know, is this mouse compatible? Arcade stick? Why would you use the arcade stick for this? The arcade stick doesn't have analog control. I mean, it's probably better than trying to use the standard controller for this, let's be honest. But if this was mouse compatible, that would be probably better than using a jank light gun. Okay, well, there's no way to know. Before someone says, well, just get on the internet. Well, the internet's compromised in the dumb timeline, for one thing. And the other thing is, you know, if you've watched my show for any reasonable length of time, you should know that I try to do things organically. And figure it out on my own. Plus, you know, out here in space, internet access is more sporadic. Through the power of imagination and the Sega Dreamcast web browser, we can sometimes communicate with the net. But unfortunately, it's the bad one from the dumb timeline that you all are stuck in. Because in the good timeline, there's a net, but it's not like... It hasn't taken over people's lives, and it's not the backbone of all of civilization. I think that's gonna do it for another episode of Retro Lunacy 2019. Isn't this timeline so much better than the crappy one that you're in? And the one that I came from. But, yeah, you know, pressure's on Broken Game Gear to, you know, either tell us whatever name they've already come up with and just didn't want to tell us today. We might also, you know, after she's done with her little break down there, get a name. I mean, my Saturn's possessed by an alternate version of me, so, I mean, her name is Jessica, but, I mean, I feel like we need to come to a happy medium between that and, you know, cross-dimensionally possessed Sega Saturn. Now, Sentient VMU, in between episodes, did let me know that, you know, calling them VMU is okay, but that rhymes too closely with Timu. You know, we don't have that in the good timelines. You know, we don't have a bunch of cheap sweatshop bullshit, but, you know, what can you do? VMU it is. For now. Unless, you know, they come up with something else in the interim. But, you know, what's next, you know, for the show? Well, let me just say, it's going to be a shell of a good time. And it's going to be a deviation from what... Not that, you know, 2019 hasn't already been a deviation from what, you know, you might have been used to seeing on the channel, but this especially is going to be some new territory, and I'm very excited. Very excited for it, actually. I'm quite ecstatic. And we're going to have a great time, and we're going to have another guest interview. Hopefully they won't, you know, blink into the ether as quickly as our first one did, but, you know, when you're at a confluence of time, space, dimension, on a spaceship of imagination, you know, you never know what's going to happen. So, thank you for watching Retro Lunacy 2018 once again. We will see you later. And we will rock you. Oh, come on, I had to say that.
Oh boy, wasn't that a great movie? How I just love a movie where everybody winds up getting it in the end. Or in this case in the head. Well, darling, that about wraps up our night of macabre madness. Thanks for spending the night with me. Hope you enjoyed being had as much as I enjoyed having you. Well, as I always say at a time like this, unpleasant dreams.